Hello everyone. Now I am going to explain basis and dimension of a vector space. Now what do you mean by basis of a vector space V? A subset B of a vector space V is said to be basis for V if the two conditions hold. Now what are these two conditions? The first condition is B is linearly independent set, and second condition is B generates V. B generates V means the span of B is equal to the whole set V, right? So if any subset of a vector space V satisfy these two conditions, then that subset is said to be the basis for V. So once again, see, what do you mean by a basis? Let's suppose B be any subset of a vector space V. If this B is linearly independent set, and secondly the span of B is equal to the whole vector space V, means B generates V, then B is said to be the basis for V. For example, let's suppose we are given V4, a vector space having 4 ordered tuples where each xi is a real number, right? And we take B, any subset of V4, as 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1, right? Then this set is the basis for V4. Now how this set is a basis for V4? Because this set satisfies these two conditions. Now first condition is B should be linearly independent. So by the definition of linear independent, first we take the linear combination of the elements of B, equate it to be 0, right? And then we will find out the values of alpha i's. Okay. Now in this case our alpha 1 is 0, our alpha 2 is also 0, alpha 3 is 0 and alpha 4 is 0 by comparing the each coordinate, right? So 0 0 is the only solution of this equation, so therefore B should be linearly independent. So first condition is satisfied. Now we need to check the second one, that means the span of B is equal to V4. Now just see, one side is obvious that B span of B is always contained in V4 because V4 is a vector space. This is a bigger set. This contains all the elements having the condition that they of the form this one, right? So the span of B is nothing but the linear combination of these elements. B is a subset of V4. Clearly span of B will be a subset of V4. We have to show the reverse inclusion, means V4 is contained in span of B. Okay, so for this we consider any element of V4. So let X be any element of V4. Then clearly X be 4 order tuple, so it is of the form x1, x2, x3 and x4. Now we need to check whether this X can be written as the linear combination of the elements of B. If this thing hold, then the span of B is same as that V4, right? So for this we write down x1, x2, x3, x4 as alpha 1 times 1 0 0 0 plus alpha 2 times this plus alpha 3 times this plus alpha 4 times. These are the elements of B, right? So we write down the linear combination of it, and now we need to check whether this element, which is the element of V4, is this element can be written as the linear combination of these four. Okay, if this thing hold, means if we can find out the value of alpha i's, then the element X also belongs to the span of B, right? And since X is any arbitrary element of V4, so it is true for every element of V4, right? So that means these two are equal. So now just comparing the coefficients, coordinate wise coefficients, we get alpha 1 is nothing but x1, alpha 2 is nothing but x2, alpha 3 is nothing but x3, alpha 4 is x4, right? So it means this x1, x2, x3, x4 can be written as the linear combination of the elements of B. It means this element belongs to the span of B, right? So it means V4 is contained in span of B, but we know that span of B is always subset of V4. So therefore from these 2 points we get both these are same. So B set, which is subset of V4, this satisfies the first condition that this is linearly independent. It satisfies the second condition that B generates V4. Therefore this will is for V4. So check that set B, which having 3 elements, that is 1 0 0, 0 1 0, 1 1 0, is the basis of V3 or not. So first we need to check that B is Li or not. Okay, so Li means we take the linear combination of the elements of B equated to be 0. So now from here, alpha 1 times 1 0 0 plus alpha 2 times 0 1 0 plus alpha 3 times 1 1 0 is equal to 0 0 0. So from here we get alpha 1 plus alpha 3 is 0. 0 times alpha 1 plus 1 times alpha 2 plus 1 times alpha 3 is 0 and 0 0, right? So we have two equations in two unknowns, so we can find out the value of alpha 1 in the terms of alpha 3 and alpha 2 in the terms of alpha 3. So if alpha 3 is non-zero, then alpha 1, alpha 2 are also non-zero. Say alpha 3 is 1, so alpha 1 is also minus 1 and alpha 2 is also minus 1. So clearly this set is not linearly independent set, because in this case we have at least one non-zero alpha such that this condition holds. Since it is not linearly independent set, therefore this is not a basis for V3. Now what do you mean by dimension? Dimension is what? It is a number of elements in the basis of a vector space, right? What is dimension? It is a number of elements in the basis. In general, Vn, this has n dimension. Here this n represents the dimension of this vector space. So V3 means V3 vector space has 3 dimension. 3 dimension means its basis has 3 elements. So if dimension is known to us, then it is clear that its basis contain maximum number of n Li vectors, right? So if dimension of any vector space is n, then its basis contains maximum n linearly independent vectors, right? Means any set having more than an element in Vn is always linearly dependent. Okay, so if dimension of V is n, then any set having more than n element is always LD. So it means it cannot be a basis for V. So basis of V always have n elements. That's why its dimension is n, right? So that means any other set with more than n elements can never be a basis for Vn. So once again, see, what do you mean by dimension? Dimension is nothing but the number of elements in the basis of a vector space. So first of all, we find out the basis. We count the number of elements in the basis. If the basis contains n elements, then the dimension of vector space will be n, or vice versa. If dimension is known to us, it means its basis has maximum n Li vectors, right? It means its basis contains n elements. The next mark is dimension of any vector space is unique, but bases may be different, right? since dimension is the number of element in the basis, so number is always unique, right? But any vector space have more than one basis. For example, V3, in V3 we note that the dimension is 3, right? So if we consider B1 and B2 any subset of V3, then both B1 and B2 satisfy both the conditions of basis, means both these sets are Li. You can check easily, both these sets are Li, both these sets generates V3, so they are the basis of V3. Okay, and both these sets have 3 elements, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, so that's why the dimension of V3 is 3, right? So this point is clear. The dimension of any vector space is unique, but bases may be different, right? So here B1 and B2 both are the basis of V3. Okay, it means basis is not fixed, basis is not unique, but the dimension, the number of elements in each basis is 3. Now the third point, if a vector space V is n-dimensional, then any set with n Li vectors form a basis of V. So this is very important point. We use this point to find out the basis for any vector space. Whenever we have a vector space and we know its dimension, then we need to find any set with that number of linearly independent vectors that always form a basis. We need not to check the second condition that that set generates V or not, means the span of that set is equal to V or not. We need not to check this condition, we just need to check the number of elements is n and these all vectors are Li. If these two conditions hold, then it will become the basis for V. So once again see, if dimension of V is n, then any set containing n elements, right, and that set is, if that set is linearly independent, then that will become the basis for V. So now the next is standard basis. First example is Vn. Vn is set of n order tuples x1, x2, x3 until up to xn. Here each xi is a real number. Now we know that Vn has n dimension, so its basis should have n elements, right? So let's suppose B is E1, E2 till up to En, where E1 is 1, 0, 0, 0 and so on 0. So at first place its value is 1, rest all are 0. E2 means at second place the value is 1, rest all are 0. And En means at nth place the value is 1, rest all are 0, right? So this is the standard basis for Vn. Okay, this set having n elements and all these are Li, so therefore this will become the basis for Vn. So this is a standard basis for Vn. Okay, so this is standard basis for Vn, which is having the elements E1, E2 till up to En, where Ei is the element containing 1 at ith place and rest all tuples are 0. Now the standard basis of Pn set. What is your Pn set? Set of all polynomials of degree less than equal to n. Means it is a set of a0 into 1 plus a1 into x plus a2 into x square until up to an into x to the power n, where each ai's are the real numbers. Okay, so it means it is a linear combination of these a0, a1s are scalars. Okay, so it is a linear combination of 1, x, x square till up to xn. Okay, so it means it is a span of this set. Now once again see what will be the span of a set. it is a linear combination of the elements of this set. So when you take the linear combination of 1 x k till up to xn, you will get this set. Right here, each ai is a scalar, it is a real number. Okay, so this is this set. This set is the basis for Pn. Now why this is a basis for Pn? Because the span of this is equal to Pn, and we can easily check that this set is Li. Right? When you write down alpha times 1 plus alpha 1 times 1 plus alpha 2 times x plus alpha 3 times x square until up to alpha n to the power n into x to the power n equals to null polynomial, each coefficient, each alpha I is 0. So therefore this set is Li also. So this set is Li, the span of this is equal to Pn, both the conditions are satisfied, therefore this set is the basis for Pn, and this is called standard basis for Pn, right? And how many elements are in this set? 1, 2, 3 and so on, n plus 1. So this set is having n plus 1 elements, therefore dimension of Pn is n plus 1. It is a set of all polynomials of degree less than equal to n. Okay, so all the terms with degree less than equal to n, x, x square, x cube till up to, and one more term which is the constant term. So that's why this is having n plus 1 elements, right? So the dimension of Pn is n plus 1. For example, if we are having a set of all polynomials of degree less than equal to 3, then what will be the dimension of P3 set? Its dimension is 3 plus 1, 4. And the standard bases are 1, x, x square, x cube. Okay, any polynomial of 3 degree or less than equal to 3 degree can be written in the form of 1, x, x square, x cube. Okay, so therefore this set will become the basis for P3. So in general for Pn, this is the standard basis and having n plus 1 elements, therefore the dimension of Pn is n plus 1. So next is, you are given any set, we want to prove that this is the basis for V3 or not. Now what is the dimension of V3? It is 3. Okay, so I have already told you that when the dimension is known to us, okay, and any set having that number of elements, so this set is having 3 elements, so it is sufficient to prove that this set is Li or not. No need to check the second condition that this set spans V or not. Okay, so it is sufficient to check that this set is Li or not. If this set is Li, then this will become the basis for V3. So once again, see, we need to check that this set is basis for V3. So it is sufficient to check B is Li. Why? Because this set P has 3 elements and the dimension of V3 is 3. So whenever the dimension of any vector space is known to us, right, and any set having that number of elements, then just check that set is Li or not. If that set is Li, then that will become the basis for that vector space, right? So now by definition of Li, what we want to show? We want to show the linear combination of this equated to be 0. Find out the values of alpha, beta, gammas. If 0, 0 is the only solution, then this set is Li, right? So we consider alpha times 1, 1, 1 plus beta times 1 minus 1 plus gamma times 0, 1, 1 and equated to be 0, 0, 0, right? Now compare the coordinate wise coefficients. This is alpha plus beta plus 0 times gamma is 0. Then alpha minus beta plus gamma is equal to 0. Alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to. So we have 3 equations in 3 unknown. Just simplify these 3 equations. We get alpha 0, beta 0 and gamma 0. 0, 0 is the only solution. Therefore this set is Li. Since this set is Li and having only 3 elements, which is the dimension of V3, therefore this will become the basis for V3. Find the dimension and basis for this set. Now what is this set? W, it is a set of all those polynomials whose degree is less than equal to 3 and 1 is a root of such polynomial. So we need to find out the dimension and basis of this set. Now what is the dimension of P3? It will be 3 plus 1, 4. What is the dimension of Pn? It is n plus 1. So dimension of P3 is 4. We need to find out the dimension of subspace. It's not vector space. Here it is a condition that it should be 0 at x is equal to 1. It's the set of all those polynomials such that these polynomials are 0 at x is equal to 1, right? So this is a subspace of P3, and we know that the dimension of subspace is always less than equal to the dimension of vector space. If the dimension of subspace is same as that the dimension of vector space, then both are same, right? Otherwise it is always strictly less than the dimension of vector space. Dimension of subspace is always strictly less than the dimension of vector space, right? So now W is a subspace of P3. So it is a set of all those polynomials such that P1 is 0. So write down a 3-degree polynomial with the condition that P1 is 0. P1 0 means when you put x to be 1 in this polynomial, the value is 0. So we put x to be 1 over here. It is A0 plus A1 into 1 plus A2 into 1 plus A3 into 1 equals to 0. So we can find out any scalar in the terms of other. So here we find out the value of A0 in the terms of other scalars. So A0 is minus A1, minus A2, minus A3. So now you substitute the value of A0 over here. So you get this is minus A1, minus A2, minus A3 plus A1x plus A2x square plus A3x cube, such that A1, A2, A3. Now you have 3 scalars. They belongs to real number. Okay. So once again, see, whenever we have to find the basis and dimension of any subspace, first of all open that subspace. Put this condition, whatever the condition is given to us, put over here and reduce the scalars. Now this polynomial has 4 scalars, A0, A1, A2, A3. Under this condition, one scalar is removed, right? We can substitute the value of one scalar in the form of others, right? So now this set is become this. This set is having 3 scalars. Okay. Now in the next step we will take A1 to be common. So x minus 1. Then A2 to be common, we get x square minus 1. Then take A3 to be common, we get x cube minus 1. So W can be written as x minus 1 times A1 plus x square minus 1 times A2 plus x cube minus 1 times A3, where A1, A2, A3 they are real numbers. So that means it is a linear combination of x minus 1, x square minus 1, x cube minus 1. Okay. So this is a span of x minus 1, x square minus 1, x cube minus 1. Right? If this set is linearly independent, then this set will become the basis for W. Why? Because already इस set का जो span है that is equal to W. So second condition already hold हो रहा है. So we need to check only that this set is Li or not. If this set is Li, then second condition is also true. Both the conditions are satisfied. Therefore, this set will become the basis for subspace W. So now check whether this set is Li or not. So we take the linear combination of this, equate it to be null polynomial, compare the coefficients, we will get alpha 0, beta 0, gamma 0, right? So 0, 0, 0 is the only solution of this equation. Therefore, this set is Li. Since it is Li, since its span is equal to the whole subspace W, so therefore this will become the basis for W. And how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3. So this set is having 3 elements. Therefore, dimension of W is, it is not BW, here it should be W. I have written wrong over here, it should be W. So dimension of W is 3 because the basis has 3 elements. One more example, find dimension and basis for W. Here W is a set of all 3-degree polynomials. Set of all polynomials with degree less than equal to 3 such that second derivative is 0. Now second derivative is 0 means we have linear polynomial. Only then second derivative of the polynomial will be 0 for all x, right? So this set is reduces to a01 plus a1 times x, linear polynomial. a2 will be 0, a3 will be 0. Now why a2 and a3 will be 0? Because the condition is that p double prime means second derivative is 0 for all x, right? It means a2 should be 0, a3 should be 0. So under this condition, our two scalars are reduced. Okay, initially we have 4 scalars, but by putting this condition we get only 2 scalars, a0, a1. So this is a linear combination of 1 and x, right? It means it is a span of this set. Okay, so W is equal to the span of this set. If this set is Li, then this will become the basis for W, right? So we need to check whether this set is Li or not. So we take its linear combination, equate to be null polynomial. We will get alpha 1, alpha 2 both are 0 and only 0. So therefore this set is Li, okay, and this set becomes basis for W. How many elements in this set B? Only 2 elements, right? So therefore the dimension of W is 2. One more example, find out the dimension and basis for U, where U is a subset of subspace of V3, it's 3 order tuple with the condition that the sum of first two coordinate is 0. Okay, so it is a set of x1, x2, x3, 3 order tuples such that x1 plus x2 is 0. Again, we have to reduce any tuple, right? Now it is a set of 3 order tuple x1, x2, x3, all these are real numbers under the condition x1 plus x2 is 0. So we can write the value of x1 in the terms of x2. It is minus times x2. Substitute over here, x1 की value substitute की. We get this is minus x2, x2, x3. Okay. So we get two real numbers x2 and x3. Now just see, we can write this set as, you can take x2 to be common. What is the coefficient of x2 over here? It is minus 1. What is the coefficient of x2 over here? It is 1. What is the coefficient of x2 over here? No coefficient. It means it is 0. So minus 1, 1, 0 times x2 plus, now take x3 to be common. What is the coefficient of x3 over here? 0. Coefficient over here 0 and x3 coefficient over here 1. So you can take x3 to be common. This is 0, 0, 1. So once again see, you can take this x2 to be inside. It will become minus x2, x2, 0. You can take x3 to be inside, 0, 0, x3. When you add it, you will get the same number, right? So we can write this in the form of this. You can take x2 to be common and x3 to be common. Okay. So now just see, what is this? This is nothing but the linear combination of this vector and this vector, right? x2 and x3, they are real numbers, means they are scalars. So it is a linear combination of this vector and this vector. Okay. So it means it is a span of this set, right? So U is equal to the span of this. Second condition is already satisfied. We need to check whether this set is Li or not. If this set is Li, then this will become the basis for U. So check whether this set is Li. So we take its linear combination. The linear combination of this vector plus this vector equated to be null vector. We get alpha 0, beta 0 by comparing the coefficients, right? So 0, 0 is the only solution. Therefore, this set is linearly independent. Since this set is linearly independent, the span of this is equal to this. So therefore, this set will become the basis for U. And how many elements are there? 1 and 2. This is single element of B. This is single element of B, right? And these two are the elements of B. So therefore, number of elements in the basis is 2. So dimension of U is 2. So dimension of U is 2 and basis is this set. So we have to find dimension and basis. So this is a basis. This set is a basis. This inner set, not span, only this set. This set is a basis and dimension is 2. One more example, find out the dimension and basis for U, V, U, W and U intersection W of V3, where U is a set of 3 order tuples with the condition that first coordinate is 0. W is a set of 3 order tuples with the condition that only the second coordinate is 0. So U intersection W will be what? It is a set of 3 order tuples. Combine these two conditions. X1 is 0 and X2 is 0. Intersection means the common points. So X1 0, X2 0. Okay. So these are our subspaces. We have to find the basis and dimension of each set. Now just see what is our U set. It is X1, X2, X3 with the condition X1 0. So put X1 to be 0. We get only two variables, X2 and X3. Now you can take X2 to be common. You get 0. Coefficient of X2 is 1. Here the coefficient of X2 is 0. Plus you can take X3 to be common. 0, 0. The coefficient is 1. Again it is a linear combination of these two vectors. Check this vector is Li or not. So we take the linear combination of these two equated to be 0. We get alpha 0, beta 0. Right? So therefore this set is Li. How many elements are there in this? It is 2. So dimension is 2. Right? So dimension of U is 2. Basis is this inner set B, not the span. Similarly, find out the dimension and basis for W. What is our W set? It is a set of 3 order tuples with second coordinate 0. So put this to be 0. You have just two variables left, X1 and X3. These are real numbers. Now you can take X1 to be common. You get 1, 0, 0. You can take X3 to be common. Here it is X3. I have missed it. So this is 0, 0, 1. Okay. So it's a linear combination of these two. Again check, this is Li. Clearly this is Li. So dimension of W is 2. It is also W. Here it is W, not BW. It should be W. Okay. Now similarly, consider a set U intersection W. It is a set of 3 order tuples with the condition that both X1 and X2 are 0. So substitute over here, you will get only 1 point, which is X3. You can take this to be common. You get 0, 0, 1. This is singleton set. Clearly this is Li because it is non-zero, right? We get alpha is 0 over here. So this set is Li. The span of this is equal to this. So therefore dimension of U intersection W is 1. So in this way we can find out the dimension and basis for any subspace. Whatever the subspace is given to you, you just substitute the condition, reduce the variables, right? Take out that scalars, form the vectors, you will get the span set. Now check whether that set is Li or not. If it is Li, its span is equal to the whole set, then this will become the basis for, and number of elements will tell us the dimension of that subspace. Okay.